Welcome back to the Philosophy of Science, where we try to tighten up our language to match the precision of reality. Today, we are talking about what-ifs. Specifically, we are talking about the subjunctive conditional. This is a fancy term for sentences, like if Caesar were in command, he would use the atom bomb. Notice the word were. We know Caesar is not in command. The antecedent is false. But we still feel like we can debate whether the sentence is true or false. This is weird because in strict logic, if the if part is false, we usually stop caring. But subjunctive conditionals invite us to play a game of make-believe. We have to feign belief in a false world and then guess what would happen. Quine calls this a dramatic projection, just like indirect quotation. We have to guess the fabulist's purpose. If I say, if Caesar were in command, he would use catapults that feels false to us today because we assume the point is about Caesar's military aggression, not his specific technology. But there is no strict rule for this. It is all about context and intuition. Now, the most respectable version of this make-believe game is found in disposition terms. Words like soluble, fragile, or flexible. To say a sugar cube is soluble is just a short way of saying if this sugar cube were in water, it would dissolve. Even if the sugar cube never touches water in its entire existence, we still say it is soluble. How can we say that? How can a dry sugar cube have a property that is defined by a situation that never happens? Quine says the answer lies in subvisible structure. When we say something is soluble, we are really saying it has a certain molecular structure that is similar to other things we have seen dissolve. We are banking on a hidden mechanism. This gives us a way to paraphrase these spooky what-ifs into solid scientific statements. Instead of saying X is soluble, which relies on a hypothetical future, we can say there exists a structure, M, such that X has M and things with M dissolve. This turns a subjunctive guess into an indicative fact about the present state of the object. Quine argues that we should treat disposition terms, like soluble or fragile, just like we treat red. Red is also a dispositional term, if you think about it. It means if light hits this, it reflects red. But we do not need a special logic for red things. We just treat red as a physical property. So the problem is not the words themselves, but the operator, the suffix be or ile. We should not allow ourselves to freely create new dispositional terms in our strict scientific language, using a magic subjunctive operator. We should admit terms one by one as we find the physical mechanisms to back them up. This is a move from unqualified causality to definite mechanisms. Science is about finding the machinery, not just predicting the output. Now, what about the other kind of conditional, the indicative one? Sentences like, if it rains, I will get wet. Quine says we should just treat these as material conditionals. Remember the truth table for material implication. If P, then Q is true, unless P is true and Q is false. People hate this because it means that if the antecedent is false, the the whole statement is technically true. If the moon is cheese, then I am the Pope is a true statement in logic. Quine says, stop complaining about whether this matches ordinary usage. Ordinary usage is messy and full of gaps. For the purpose of science and clear communication, the material conditional works perfectly fine. It gets the job done. It allows us to build complex theories without worrying about the fuzzy edges of English grammar. So, the takeaway is this. When you hear a what-if sentence, ask yourself, is there a mechanism behind it? If I say, if I were you, I would take the job, am I relying on a shared structural trait, or am I just spinning a fable? In strict science, we want to avoid the fables. We want to replace the fuzzy would with a solid is. We want to replace the disposition with the structure. This is how we purge the last bits of dramatic make-believe from our description of the universe and get down to the hard facts of molecular reality. Thanks for watching, and keep asking the hard questions.